Hello guys, let's learn something new today. Today I'm going to teach you how to create a responsive web page where I'm going to create a navbar and I'm going to place a few links on the navbar. When it comes to mobile devices, I'm going to create a hamburger. When the user clicks on the hamburger, he can see a sidebar. So I've just created a HTML page and I'm going to load with the boilerplate code. So in this, I'm going to create nav element and I'm going to create a left part which will contain logo and the right part which will contain the links. So in the left part, I'm just going to give a logo text for now, and in right part I'm going to give a few links in p tag. One will be home, another will be about, and the next one will be contact. So I'm going to style this navbar now using style using in-file styles. I'm not going to use external styles. Using universal selector, I'm going to give margin 0, padding 0. I'm going to give full height and width for the body tag. I'm going to give background color black. Now I'm going to write the styles for the navbar. Height of the navbar will be 70 pixel. Width will be 100%. 100% here contains 100 VW, so that because the parent element of navbar is body, and if I give 100%, it will take 100% width of the parent element. I'm going to give background color white. Let's just make it live and see once. Yeah, it's as expected. So now my main motive will be to place logo and these links in horizontal way. For that, I'm going to give display flex, justify content, space between, align items, center. Let's go to the page and see. As you can see, the logo and the links have been placed in horizontal way at edges. If I give justify content center, you can see those both don't have any gap between them. So what I'm doing is I'm just giving space between attribute for justify content property, so that it will be placed at the edges. So as you can see, there is no gap at the left side of the logo, which kind of hinders the aesthetics. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give some margin towards the left of the logo. Yeah, now we can see that there is some gap and it looks kind of good. At right side, you can see still the elements are in columnar format. So I'm just going to place them in row wise. So for that, I'm going to use again display flex for the right elements. I'm just going to define some width of 50% and display flex, justify content center, align items, center. Now you can see these three are not having gap in between them, so I'm going to give justify content space evenly. Yeah, now it's looking perfect, and I'll just give some I'll just bold the logo text so that it will kind of look like a logo. Or what else can I do is I can just give some different font, font family Pardana, or this will also be fine. Yeah, and I'm going to bold the font. Yeah. So now the user can clearly differentiate between the logo, text, and the other links. So now what I'm going to do, this is a basic navbar. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make it responsive to the mobile devices. As you can see in the inspect tab, these three links are placed even when it comes to mobile devices resolution. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place Hamburger at this place when it comes to uh, mobile devices resolution. So to make it responsive, I have to use media queries in CSS. I've just put the media query and I'm going to give to the right part as display none. As you can see here, as I've given the display none property for the right part, and the width resolution is 367 pixel, and there are no links found here. So I'm going to replace those links with Hamburger. Yeah, I've saved the Hamburger in my clipboard. I'm just going to paste that, and I'm going to give dot Hamburger. We have to place this in navbar so that it will be clearly visible. So dot Hamburger display block. Hope it will be visible now. I'll just give some margin towards the right, 30 pixel. As you can see here, there is now Hamburger visible. So when I click on this Hamburger, now nothing is going to happen. I'm just going to write the JavaScript code to render sidebar and display the links in that. So I'm going to write the HTML code for sidebar and just make it display none as same as the nav links. I'm going to keep the same links as above. Home, about, and contact. I'm just going to give some styles for the sidebar. Sidebar will have a position fixed as it should be fixed at the left side of the web page, and top 0 left minus 250 pixel. I'm keeping it outside the display port so that whenever I click on the Hamburger, it can be placed inside the display port. Height will be 100 VH as usual. Width will be 250 pixel. Background color will be white. Let's see now how it looks. Okay, in normal mode it is visible, hamburger is visible. First let's give hamburger display none. Hamburger display none. Yeah, let's put it towards the right and just see how it looks. So yeah, exactly, it looks like exactly how I want. So now what we can do is we have to write on click function in JavaScript. So okay, normally in websites, as we might have experience, whenever there is a sidebar and we click outside the sidebar collapses. For that I'm going to create an overlay element. Overlay. This will be the overlay element. I'm going to give some basic styles for it. Dot overlay. And the dot overlay, I'm going to give a full height and full width. VW. And it will be display none. Okay, the z index of the sidebar will be more than the z index of the display overlay. 2000. If not 2000, you can just give z index as 2 or greater than the overlay element. Now the only part remaining is I have to write the script. So to write const hamburger is equal to document dot query selector dot hamburger. So what this will do is we'll just select the hamburger element and store it in hamburger variable. Const sidebar is equal to document dot query selector sidebar. Same as hamburger, here the sidebar is going to get selected and it is going to get stored in sidebar variable. I'm going to do same for overlay also. So now I have to write code when hamburger is clicked. It should show the sidebar. So for that I'm going to use event listeners. Event listeners are basically functions that will get triggered when user is doing some activity using his keyboard, mouse, touch sensitivity or etc. Hamburger dot add event listener click. So the click event is called as click, and there are many such events called a key down, key up, etc. Key down, key up are keyboard events. So now what I'm going to do is sidebar dot class list dot toggle active sidebar dot overlay dot class list dot toggle active. So I've actually I have to create an active class for the sidebar and overlay. I'm just going to do that now. Sidebar dot active display block. And same thing for the overlay element. Display block. What this part of code does is whenever the hamburger is clicked, it will select the class list named active and it will toggle it. Toggle in the sense, let's say in real world experience, whenever there is a switch, whenever we are going to switch it on, there's only one way other for it, that is switching off. So these kind of events are called toggling events, either on or off, or true or false, or 0 or 1. These kind of things are called toggle. Let's test this once. As I'm clicking here, I think there is no sidebar coming up. So let's check the logs. I'm getting document is not defined. I think there is some spell error. Okay. Okay, no, let's check the styles of it. Dot active. Oh, it's not display block. It's I'm just putting it in the left side. No, I have to bring it in the mainframe. So I have to give left 0. Let's check it now. Yeah. So as you guys can see here, when I'm clicking on the hamburger, we can see sidebar menu. Now we are going to just style it a bit so that all the elements in the sidebar are placed at between, and there is some gap between them. I'm just going to give some display flex, justify content center, align items center, and flex direction. I'm not going to give display content center, as there'll be no gap between them. I'm just going to give them space evenly. Yeah, perfect. As you can see here, when I'm clicking the hamburger and I'm able to see the sidebar menu, and it is properly placed, and all the elements in that are properly placed. Okay, we have to not give class list toggle here. As you can see, I've written just code. If I click only again the navbar, then only the sidebar goes away. As I said earlier, as the user clicks on outside the navbar and he expects the sidebar to go, I have to not write toggle here. I have to just write add. To just add that class list. Burger dot add, sorry, overlay dot add event listener, click. I'm just going to give sidebar dot class list dot remove active, overlay dot class list dot remove active. What does this do is whenever I click on the overlay part, it will just remove the class lists and it will be gone. Sidebar will be gone. Yeah. As you can see here, I'm just clicking on the hamburger to bring the sidebar, and I'm clicking outside the hamburger so that it will go. It's perfect. Hope you guys have learned something new in this video. Thanks for watching.